Hello everyone, welcome to Hopeful Moments 1. Today, we will hear a story about emotional conflicts and complex relationships, where the characters must face feelings of contradiction, discomfort, or attraction in difficult-to-explain situations. This raises questions about harmony in relationships and managing personal emotions in delicate circumstances. Today's story will take you through a surprising situation. People who were once enemies or disliked each other unexpectedly have an intimate and sexual encounter at a New Year's party, something neither of them could have imagined beforehand. This situation reflects a strong inner conflict within one of the characters, who feels attraction but doesn't want to pursue the relationship afterward. The mix of sexual excitement and emotional confusion creates an event that shocks and confuses the character in the story. If you find this story interesting and full of meaningful lessons, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more valuable lessons. In the workplace, maintaining professionalism and respect for colleagues is always the top priority, but this story highlights serious violations of professional ethics. An employee discovered a secret chat group among male colleagues, where they shared sensitive images of women, including some taken without consent. What's even more concerning is that some of the people involved in this chat group held managerial positions in the company. Faced with this situation, the employee decided to take action and expose the truth. He used his girlfriend's images from her OnlyFans account, with her consent, to join the chat group with the goal of gathering evidence. After joining, he discovered a large number of illicit images and videos being shared, including one involving a minor, which made the situation even more legally serious. Over the next 2 weeks, he quietly gathered evidence to report to the relevant parties. His actions caused a huge shock within the company. As a result, many people were fired or had to resign. He himself had to leave his position, but he believed his actions were right. This story not only addresses unethical behavior in the workplace but also emphasizes the importance of protecting privacy and mutual respect. It serves as a warning to anyone who wants to exploit technology and power to engage in illegal acts, regardless of the serious consequences they may face. In a seemingly peaceful relationship, domestic violence can suddenly emerge, causing deep physical and emotional harm. The story begins when the woman accidentally discovers that her boyfriend is exchanging sensitive images with another woman via his phone. This discovery leads to a tense argument, especially when she demands an explanation from him and receives a defensive, even aggressive, attitude from him. As tensions escalate, her boyfriend, drunk and out of control, becomes violent. He chokes her from behind, causing her to nearly pass out. Not stopping there, he continues to hit her until her ears ring, and the violence repeats as he is completely unaware of his actions. Notably, in his blind rage, he even confuses her with his ex-girlfriend and makes unreasonable insulting remarks. In this dangerous situation, the woman bravely recorded the entire event as crucial evidence. After escaping, she quickly contacted her family and received advice from her boyfriend's sister, who also affirmed that his mental state could not justify his violent behavior. Ultimately, she decided to report the incident to the police and provide the video as evidence. Her decisive actions not only helped protect herself but also sent a powerful message that no one should endure abuse in silence. Although the fear and loss from the incident still linger, when she faces losing her finances, transportation, and even her home, deciding to leave the toxic relationship was the first step in rebuilding her life. Through this story, she becomes a living testament to the power of resilience and the importance of not tolerating domestic violence. Open marriages, by nature, allow couples to have emotional or sexual relationships outside of their formal relationship, as a mutual agreement within the family. However, the complexity and risks of it are not always easily managed. In the case of this couple, their open relationship with their shared girlfriend became the source of betrayal when the wife unexpectedly found out that their shared girlfriend was pregnant and revealed that the husband was the father of the child. The wife had initially prepared for a life of freedom in the open marriage, but the agreement between them and the girlfriend clearly stated that contraception should always be used when having sex with partners outside the marriage. This was not only part of the agreement but also an essential factor in maintaining respect and transparency in their relationship. However, when the wife discovered that the girlfriend had stopped using contraception without her consent and became pregnant as a result, she felt severely betrayed. The wife's feeling of betrayal stemmed not only from the fact that her husband and their shared girlfriend violated the agreement but also from the lack of respect and honesty in the relationship. She particularly felt as though her husband had not only broken the trust in their open marriage but also shattered part of the core values of their marriage: respect, honesty, and safeguarding the agreements they had made. When the wife demanded an explanation from her husband, she received not only surprise but also a shift in the attitude of both her husband and the girlfriend, who couldn't understand why she was so upset. Both seemed unaware of the gravity of their actions. This betrayal not only hurt the wife emotionally but also disrupted the balance in their open relationship. The pregnancy was not only a significant personal event but also an ethical and legal issue, as the clear agreement on contraception was ignored. From here, the wife felt neglected, unimportant, and disrespected in the relationship, which could cause deep division between the parties. Ultimately, this story reflects that even in an open relationship, where there is flexibility and freedom, maintaining trust and respect is crucial. When fundamental agreements are violated, not only is the emotional relationship threatened, but also the destruction of the core values of marriage and friendship. The story of the widowed man and his cousin sisters offers a perspective on empathy and complicated family relationships, especially in the context of shared grief. The man, after the sudden death of his wife, faced loneliness and emotional turmoil as he not only lost his life partner but also felt disconnected from life. In his despair, his cousin sisters, one of whom was also going through her own loss, stood by him as a source of comfort, sharing sympathy and understanding. They began to spend more time together, reminiscing about the deceased, overcoming sadness together, and experiencing a special connection. Initially, their relationship was merely emotional support, but over time, both realized that the closeness had developed into a deeper emotional bond. The feelings they had for each other were not just sympathy but a new kind of love, born out of mutual understanding and shared hardship. This situation exemplifies that love is not something strange or incidental, but a natural result of emotional integration, mutual support during difficult moments in life. However, as their relationship deepened, a significant question arose: should they take it further and get married? This was a crucial decision, not only because it impacted their lives but also because it confronted societal taboos regarding blood relationships. In many cultures, romantic relationships between cousins are seen as inappropriate or even taboo. This stigma not only touches on moral issues but also raises complex social problems, such as the risks of genetic disorders associated with consanguinity. Both felt anxious about the negative reactions society might have towards their relationship. They feared that their family and friends would not accept it and that it would cause a rift within the family. The insecurity and fear of judgment made them unable to fully embrace their emotions. They worried that society would not understand the genuine sympathy and love they shared but would only focus on the blood ties, viewing it as taboo. Despite understanding that their relationship was based on a solid foundation of love and empathy, the fear of societal stigma made them unsure whether to continue the relationship. This is a unique situation where love transcends traditional barriers but also faces a struggle between personal emotions and social pressure. Their relationship, although deep and sincere, reflects the challenges many couples face when their love is not entirely accepted by society. This story raises a major question about acceptance and freedom in love. Can we overcome the constraints of tradition to live according to our own path? In marriage, trust and mutual commitment are always the most important elements for maintaining a sustainable relationship. However, when the wife proposes a controversial idea that she wants to expand their marriage to explore emotions with an attractive colleague, everything suddenly becomes complicated and tense. This not only changes the husband's perspective on their relationship but also creates a deep crack in the trust between them. In a moment of emotional imbalance, the wife expressed her desire to explore her feelings with a colleague she found attractive. Although this was a personal thought of hers, she did not inform her husband beforehand, which made him feel overlooked and disrespected. The lack of communication about desires and expectations in the relationship made it impossible for him to understand the reasoning behind his wife's decision. This situation worsened when the wife believed that opening the marriage would help her explore herself and her emotions, while the husband saw it as contrary to the values they had built together over the years. In this situation, the husband felt insecure and disrespected. He could not accept that his wife could propose opening their marriage without discussing it with him first. He felt that he was no longer an important part of her life, and the bond between them had been violated. This made him feel powerless and pushed out of the relationship he had always trusted. Every time the wife mentioned the colleague, he felt more insecure, fearing that her feelings might change and she would drift away from him. The lack of respect and sharing of feelings made their relationship even more tense. The lack of clear agreement in their relationship led to misunderstandings and irreparable hurt. The husband couldn't understand his wife's motives, and the wife couldn't explain why the husband felt offended when she wanted to seek emotional fulfillment from someone else. Instead of discussing and finding a solution together, both held firm to their own views, causing the tension to escalate. This is a typical example of a lack of understanding in a marriage. Opening a marriage is not just about changing the relationship structure, it can also cause emotional, trust, and respect breakdowns. Each person has unique expectations and feelings that, if not shared and understood, create conflicts that are hard to resolve. Therefore, communication is a key factor in maintaining harmony and respect in any relationship. In every relationship, harmony in interests and life views is essential to maintaining connection and unity. However, sometimes differences in personal preferences and passions can lead to conflicts that are difficult to resolve. A typical example is the story of the man who broke up with his girlfriend because she was too passionate about the daddy/little girl roleplay. For him, although the relationship started with harmony and sincere affection, his girlfriend's role-playing interest gradually became something that made him uncomfortable. Daddy/little girl is a type of sexual roleplay common in some relationships, where one person plays the protective father role and the other plays the dependent child. However, for the man in the story, this interest became not only an issue in the bedroom but also something that overshadowed the relationship, making him feel uneasy and losing respect. His girlfriend wanting to apply these behaviors in daily life made him feel that he couldn't maintain a mature, normal relationship. He could not agree with role-playing becoming an essential part of their emotional and sexual life, so breaking up was the final solution he considered necessary. The discomfort and the conflict in views regarding sex and emotions led the man to be unable to continue maintaining the relationship. Although he had no intention of criticizing or judging his girlfriend's preferences, the differences in their interests created a major barrier that could not be overcome. This shows that, in a relationship, not sharing the same perspective on core issues, such as sexual preferences, can lead to an irreparable rift. Life is never short of unexpected situations, and sometimes, people who seem incompatible can unexpectedly develop contradictory feelings, even leading to emotional or physical relationships. A typical example is the story of two people with a long-standing conflict, but at a New Year's party, they unexpectedly became physically involved. This is a situation of deep inner conflict, where one of them feels undeniable attraction but does not want to maintain the relationship. The emergence of physical intimacy between two people with long-standing disagreements shows that emotions and attraction can surpass reason and personal biases. In an unexpected moment, this physical connection broke down what they once thought of each other, opening up a different aspect of their relationship that neither of them could explain. However, after that moment, one of them felt a deep inner conflict when they realized that they could not continue the relationship due to its complexity and the conflicting emotions it brought. The mixed feelings of strong attraction and not wanting to continue the relationship reflect an instability in their bond. The conflicts of the past still lingered and could not easily be erased by a single physical encounter. This serves as proof that, even though one might get swept up in emotions in a fleeting moment, if deep-rooted conflicts are not resolved, maintaining a long-term relationship becomes difficult. This relationship can only progress if both parties acknowledge and understand each other's feelings and desires, as well as face the past and the unresolved issues that have existed.